avoid it?
Yeah.
How do we avoid that from happening? You are not an asthma patient and you won't want to just contact it or just start facing that kind of issue. So how do we avoid it? We people who don't, how do they avoid it?
Yes, like I said earlier, tobacco, for example, let me start from the first triggers I mentioned earlier, tobacco smoke.
Okay.
Tobacco smoke, even if you are asthma, if one is asthmatic or not, is not good for the body. Do you understand? So it's not good for the body. The smoke itself is not good. So we ensure that we avoid all these things that are not good for the. You breathing in smoke, it doesn't have oxygen. So why do we need to breathe in him? So we should avoid these things. Then infections, once one have infections, we should treat them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And we have some medications too that can as well cause asthma, that some asthma patients rather, they are very sensitive to, like some antihypertensive drugs, yes, some antihypertensive drugs and some pain reliever drugs like aspirin. So once you notice that this type of drugs, I take it and I react to it, then you avoid them.
Okay.
Do you understand? So you can avoid them. Then also for exercise, like I said earlier, still the same thing. You avoid strenuous exercise.
Okay.
Do you understand? Exercise is good, yes, but strenuous exercise can be harmful to the body as well. So we avoid them. Yes. So that's all.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, man. Now, when you were discussing the other
You're
time,
welcome.
yes, when you were talking the other time, you mentioned the fact that asthma patients they are allergic, like their smell. They don't like smell of hypertensive drugs. So, what if this particular asthma patient is also going through hypertension? What will happen? Is it that what will the person do? Because let's assume the person does not the smell of the hypertensive drug, and this person is having these two issues. What's going to happen? This person is hypertensive, and this person is an asthma patient. Kilo mashele.
Thank you so much. That's why we don't encourage over-the-counter drugs. You understand? You taking drugs yourself, you treating yourself at home.
Okay.
For a patient that have hypertension, it is better and advisable for the patient to go to the hospital.
Okay.
And in the hospital, the doctors will diagnose, then they will also examine you to know the type of drug that it will be safe for you. Do you understand?
Okay.
So we have a lot. It's not all hypertensive drugs are bad. Do you understand? We have some. So we examine you and know the one that is actually safe for you.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Okay.
So it's not that if we have a patient that have asthma and at the same time hypertensive that is hypertensive, the person will not take drug. So it's better once the person gets to the hospital, they will examine you, then they will give you one that is safe for you.
Okay, so my listeners, please ensure you go visit the hospital. Self-medication is bad. Let them recommend the kind of drug that is good for you. Okay, let's come back to allergies, ma. Let's come back to the part of allergy. I have a question here on this allergy. Okay, let me just leave that. Okay, now most times people who have this asthma kind of thing, most times I only see them with inhaler. Is that the only solution to asthma? Is there a cure for it? And is inhaler the only thing that asthma patients depend on? Please, I really don't get, because most times we see them with inhalers. Almost everyone has inhalers. Is that the only thing? Is there a cure or there's no cure?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Actually, there is no cure.
Wow.
For asthma. But with proper management, yes. With proper management, it can be controlled.
Okay.
Yes. proper management in the sense that avoiding the sugar, avoiding sugar, going for your clinic, do you understand? Then taking your drugs, yes, as prescribed. So with that, then also monitoring your health yourself too. So with that, it can as well be controlled.
Okay.
But there is no actual cure. That if you take this thing, medical, there is no actual cure for it, but it can be controlled.
Wow. Okay. Is there any side effects to the use of inhaler? Is there a side effect to it?
Hello?
Side effects. Is there a side effect to the use of inhaler?
What is
side effects? Is there any side effects to the use of inhaler?
To the use of
inhaler, yes.
Okay, side effects. Yes. It's rare for us to have a drug that doesn't have side effects. Do you understand? So we have side effects to the use of inhaler, and we have vomiting. This inhaler, although many people believe that is air that is inside, but it is drug embedded in form of air that is actually inside.
Wow.
Do you understand? And once you take it, the taste might look irritating, or might feel you might actually feel irritated with the taste or something. So it can as well make one to vomit. Do you get it? Then it might change the taste of your mouth.
Wow.
Do you understand? At least at that instance, yes. So you can as well have headache too by taking it. Then you can have running nose.
Wow.
This inhaler is like I explained earlier, that this asthma condition, it will make the airway to be swollen, and there will be difficulty in breathing. Yes. The air will be compressed, through which air will pass through will be smaller. So the use of this inhaler will actually make the airway to become dilated, the airway to become open. Do you understand? So there is tendency for you to have running nose. Do you understand at that moment in time? So that's all for now.
Okay. All right. Yes, I said I wanted to ask a question on allergies before. Okay, let me quickly come back to that. How can people discover their allergies? Because you said allergies are specific to people. What someone is allergic to, another person might not be allergic to it. So how do people, asthma patients, how do they discover their triggers? How do they discover their allergies?
Okay, their allergies, right?
Yes, how can they discover that? Okay, this is the allergy, this is the trigger, this is the allergies for specific people. Yeah.
Their allergies.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes, they can. What they react to per time.
Okay.
Do you understand? So if, for example, maybe while walking on the road, they actually inhale smoke, and they start to have some kinds of reactions, maybe difficulty or coughing. Yes. Do you understand? So they will keep track of this. They will pen it down in their asthma diary. They should have a diary. Okay, today so I react to this kind of. Do you understand? Like, okay, while I was walking, I react to this thing, I started coughing. Do you understand? So maybe if they react to that kind of thing again, they should avoid it. Do you understand? Keeping that asthma diary is just for the future, so that you can avoid it in the future. Then you can note that, okay, this particular substance I am actually, I usually react to it. Do you understand? So they should keep track of it. If today they notice or they perceive a smell or whatsoever, in fact, even perfume, some people react to it too. So once they notice, they can as well avoid it. Then also they can as well feel allergies. Allergies are specialists, that carry out several kinds of tests on people to detect what they are actually allergic to. I think they do skin tests, to determine what the people are allergic
allergic
to. They
to.
do it for purpose. Do you
Wow.
understand?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
really
it.
amazing. Okay, I will soon be rounding up. I have one more question for you. Okay, can medications, like what are the medications? Let's come to the
Okay.
medication for asthma patients, and can
Okay,
medication,
medication.
yes, for asthma patients, and can medication worsen the pain? Like medication, can it worsen the pain?
Okay, can medication worsen
The
the
pain,
pain?
yes, and medications.
Okay, worsen the pain. Basically, I would say that it can. And can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing
Hello?
you. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I can hear you.
Okay. Basically, I will say yes or no. It depends on the
Okay.
kinds of drugs you take. You know, like I said earlier, that we have some drugs that some of the asthma patients are
Allergic
usually
to.
react
We
to.
have to,
And I
yeah.
mentioned some.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm.
So, if, for example, if a patient that usually reacts to hypertensive drugs, do you get it?
Okay.
Now takes these hypertensive drugs, and also have an underlying condition of hypertension. Do you understand?
Mm.
So this person will definitely react to it. Another one is aspirin. This aspirin itself is actually good because it's a pain reliever.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mm.
But the aspirin has active ingredients that can potentiate one to get ulcer.
Wow.
So if a patient that have ulcer already and is asthmatic now takes this aspirin, definitely it will make the pain worse. Yes, instead of making it get better. So it can. That's why I said that it can. It's yes or no.
Oh,
Do you understand?
yes, we understand. Okay. All right. I wanted to give a general advice to asthma patients, but then I want your general advice to be focused on fasting. Do you think it's good for asthma patients to be involved in fast? And what's your advice generally to asthma patients?
Do you think?
Fasting now, fasting.
Do you think?
Fasting is good for asthma patients? And what is
Okay,
it?
fasting.
Yes, and what's your general advice to them, to asthma people, asthma patients? Your advice for asthma patients.
Okay, asthma. Okay, fasting. Oh, okay. Fasting is safe for people with asthma. Yes. So far, the condition is controlled.
Okay.
You understand? And other measures are in place, like avoiding the triggers, as you said earlier. Yes. Then also keeping tab on their medications too. Yes. And we also, based on some religious researchers too, they believe that taking medications, especially inhalers, during fasting doesn't break fast. You know, because they believe that, and that's just the way truth, that once you take inhaler is like a hair that goes into your airway and not into your stomach. So it doesn't break fast. So it is actually safe for them. Do you understand? So far, every measures are in place. Yes. And also to my advice to asthma people living with asthma out there. Anyway, I don't want you to be scared. Let me just start with that one. We have people that have lived years with asthma. Yes, they've lived years. They fulfill whatever they want to fulfill in life, and they were living with asthma. So far, it's controlled. I actually want you to take to be intentional with your health. Yes, don't joke with your health. Once you know your triggers, avoid them. Then also keep tab with your clinic too. It is very, very important. Then your medications should be taken religiously, please. Your medications should be taken religiously, and please adhere to the prescription. Don't say, okay, they asked me to use the drug twice daily. No, let me use it once, then I'll use it next 3 days. Please, you should adhere strictly to the prescriptions. Then I see you at the top.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. It's nice having Olabiboye Fisayo on the show this evening. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the show.